Okay, everyone, I'm going to do a quick little mic check to make sure that that is all working well. And that's what I'm working. Mic check to make sure. Perfect. I just needed to double check to make sure my mic was working, and we are all good to go. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Sunday on this 16th day of October. So probably, I was going to give you guys the heads up for those that follow me on places like Instagram and such. I'm hoping to start my out the window weather on Instagram, and I might end up doing it on, if I can figure out how to do it on YouTube Shorts, I'll do it on there too. But I'm going to try to restart up my out the window weather. It's kind of just where I update the weather every day, give you guys a little description on what's going on and all that kind of good stuff. So it's weird. It's very still. That's because there's like a heavy fog kind of sitting on us right now. But there's a weird it's like a weird smoky smell. Weird smoky smell in the air. It's I can't really describe it very well. It just has a bit of a smoky smell in the other day. So I got Sylvia's food bucket that I'm carrying with me as we head over this way. We're gonna take a quick gander around, collect some water, say hi to the ducks, and then just kind of it's just a general nice slow day. Yeah. Take it slow, chit chat about some stuff, make sure everybody is fed well. Might give somebody a little extra. Might give somebody a little extra food and some extra hay is what I meant to say, not food. A little extra hay. You guys can see we've got the ducks hanging out. It's interesting. My sense of smell must be more sensitive today because I'm right here near my beehive right there. I can really smell honey now too. So in the air right now I'm smelling, it smells smoky. Not necessarily like a campfire, but not necessarily in a bad smell. And I smell honey. So it's just a weird interesting combo today. So let's start off, because it is slightly sprinkling a little bit. Let's start off with the bunnies today. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to start off. I'm gonna grab some. I want to grab a little bit of the feed in here, as whatever this radio is jamming, absolutely jamming in here right now. So I do need to probably one day this week, Monday through Wednesday, one day this week, I'm gonna need to go grab some. Gonna swing down and get some feed at the feed store. But it's been chilly. We've had some chilly evenings. Not Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, some chilly evenings. Nothing to complain about. It's actually not been too awful bad. Um, but it's just we've just had some nice chilly evenings. And for those that like to follow and know what's going on here, so we had our first true frost, which was September 24th. So it was the coldest. That is the coldest, the earliest. That's the soonest frost in the 18 years, the 18 full seasons that I've been keeping track. Well, I guess it would be 18 years because the season is 4. So in the 18 years that I've been keeping track of the weather down here, that is the coldest, the soonest, and that is quite a bit colder and quite a bit sooner than what I expected. So and if it's night where you are, you're probably use Celsius. So 24 would be about -3°C, give or take a little bit. I'm off. Sometimes when I go below the 0, I get off a little bit with my proper amounts. You guys want to say hi to? You guys want to say hi to Apollo? He might want to. Apollo wants to come in and say hi to everyone. So this is Apollo. So he's our floppy ear bunny. Nice little guy. So he's just wanting to do some fun adventuring. So we're out here feeding him, making sure they're all good. So, like I said, of course, I knew, just had the feeling that it was going to be raining. So, it is definitely, the rain has now started. So I'm going to go quickly grab, I'm going to quickly grab a couple other things before it rains too crazy. I'll probably have to come back and get the water in a minute, so I might just swing into the barn. But I'm going to get the last couple rabbits fed before the rain just like picks up and gets crazy, lots of rain. A couple of these in my pocket. Okay. Ducks are all like, okay, have you fed us yet? And I'm like, not yet, guys. You guys are like second on the list because you're ducks and you don't mind the rain. So, and no, we don't eat any of our animals here. I am what's referred to as a gentleman farmer. So all of our animals are rescue animals or education animals or just animals that we use for other means. So here you go. You want some chews? Yeah, he likes the chews. So let me put you guys right here for just a second while I get into this last cage right here. Definitely all these guys need a little bit of water as well. And then we'll go get the 3 guys out there in the field. And then we will head into the barn. So I've been trying to dodge rain most of the day, in and out. Sometimes earlier today, man, the sky just absolutely fell, and we just heavy downpour, heavy rain. Now it's just kind of it's sprinkling, but it has the feel outside. It totally has the feel that we might get a lot more rain. So I'm going to get these guys. Let's see if I can get that to sit here for just a second. I'm going to get these guys a little bit of food in here. There you go, buddy. This up. Wrap this around like so. Good enough for now, because I do have to come back and give these guys some water. Here is a couple. Ooh, this one doesn't. There we go. Close. So absolutely. If you guys want to see, just to prove that really is raining, you guys can see right there with the water. You guys can see there with the water that we have some rain. Okay, so everybody's been slightly fed. We're gonna call the outside guys slightly fed. I'll have to touch up with that, but they at least have snacks. They've been snacked. So let's head on into the main barn and go from there. We'll swing over and give Sylvia some food in a minute as well. Hurry. Quack. So what's exciting today? Well, it's a Sunday. So nice thing about Sundays is normally more of the quiet days here on the farm, which is always good. Always nice to have a little more of a quiet day. So more of the quieter days here on the farm. Other than that, not too much. Just been hanging out with my friends on Discord, which, by the way, if you want to follow our Discord, !Discord, or it's discord.gg/xDrFirefly. You guys can follow us on there. Lisa's down in Georgia, but she's been working on some of her projects. Probably in a few weeks. Lisa will be putting some of her winter projects that she makes up on her Etsy channel. So if you guys like to see the cool stuff that she makes and want to also help support the farm, that's a place to go. She makes these leather flowers, and she makes some hats similar to this, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to go over to the other barn and get a little bit more of... I have some more seeds over hanging out in the other barn, so we'll have to do that. So do I close the door at night? Yes. We close all the doors at night, Leah. And then when I get up, I let everybody out. So usually I get pretty lucky, and I would say somewhere between 70% of the chickens are in. But some days it's a circus to convince the rest of those in, because they're just not. Some days they just don't want to go into the barn. And so some evenings it is a little bit more difficult to get them in, especially if it's raining or if it's a nice evening. So if it's just a nice evening, it can be those can be situations that can be a little bit harder. What I'll be doing tonight, well, what I'll be doing in just a few minutes after I get all these guys, is I'm gonna go get some hay that I have sitting out there. We're gonna put some more hay down, and usually if they've got some fresh hay, they're pretty happy with having extra fresh hay. So yeah, in the wee hours of the morning, look out, baby. In the wee hours of the morning, it's interesting to watch. It's interesting to watch the stuff at the barn and what goes on. There's crazy stuff. It's actually pretty fun. Last night there was a standoff between Ariel the skunk and a possum that was deciding to come hang out in the yard, and so they were not too happy to be. Ariel was not too happy to have a skunk chilling out in her area. So yeah, the ducks and chickens seem to really enjoy hanging out and like sitting in fresh hay. If I put fresh hay down, it doesn't take long before we've got just a bunch of people just sitting, chilling on it and just hanging out. So one of the things I do suggest to a lot of people is definitely have fresh hay or fresh straw, whichever's easier for your area. So what I'll be doing in a couple weeks is I will be getting I also collect leaves, and I like to get off the leaves. I like to collect the leaves. I like to put them in some trash cans, let them dry out a little bit, and then I sprinkle leaves around. Not only does it give it a nice smell, it's just they all like to hang out in the leaves. I put the leaves in the cages, and it also helps when they break down. The leaves have lots of natural good things in them that help with that help with keep the craziness going on in the cages. So, because we're about, well, I don't know, any time now. I could have done it yesterday, and I kind of slacked a bit, but I'm gonna be collecting all and then getting the leaves dry and pop them in and start putting them in all the cages and such. So these guys need some water. Guys, ducks, why are you fighting? Stop fighting, ducks. Silly ducks fighting over there. I know you guys didn't get to see it. If you guys don't see, so you guys understand what the floor looks like. It's just lots of crazy ducks running around, all around on the floor. See that duck? See the fight? We got that duck. Those two girl ducks are just not happy with each other. And I don't know why. Not know why that there's a battle royale going on right here. There just is. Okay. Those guys are wanting water. I got a couple more guys over here to get. Okay. I'm gonna go fill this up in the other barn, so let's go over and grab that. So yeah, Leah, leaves, especially oak leaves and maple leaves, not only do they smell good, they break down well, they also they dry out very well, and they're just kind of like a cheap free mulch and bedding that you can put down in place. And also, you're gonna, most people have piles of leaves that they don't know what else to do with, so I just add them in there and use them for bedding, because they would naturally use that. They would naturally use that in the barn anyway, in the nest and such that they make anyways. So it is starting to rain hard in here. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain just beating down. But crazy rain beating down. Let me put this back in here. Let me grab this, because this was supposed to be for the other barn. Yeah, sure. I need to grab a couple chews over here. You got the ducks. You got the chickens that are already perching up here, because weather's starting to get, as it gets darker and darker, the chickens seem to come in first before everybody else. So, oh, okay. Yeah, by the way, guys, that link right there that just showed up on the screen, that is that is my nonprofit link. That's where we teach. If you're learning about the classes that we teach and the stuff that we do, it's all available right there. at mavisinstitute.xyz or mavispharmacy.com, and pharmacy spelled with an F. These guys a couple little chews. You want some chews? Okay. Got all this extra. So the chews, what these are is they're just alfalfa chews that you have for horses and such. We give them to the rabbits, and since they love digging in here and eating the alfalfa in them, they love. So we supplement this kind of stuff. This is also good for them. It's a lot of extra nutrition. It's very similar to what's in the pellets and such that they eat, but sometimes some of the guys might like to break it up and try something a little different. And so that's why I like to give them chews. So now we need to get everybody a little bit of no, the chews are mostly for the rabbits. I've given some to the ducks to see what they would do, and they're not really big fans. But I thought I'd give it a shot, and they weren't that big of fans. So okay. Unfortunately, the fun part comes, and I have to go out back into the rain. But I'm going to give it another second to see if it can slow down just a bit, and look for the lids that I need for all of my containers. Okay, unfortunately I have no idea where I put the other container, but so be life. Let's head on out to get everyone. Get some. Yep, still raining a bit. You guys want to so you guys can see. There's a little bit of rain coming down. Ducks are just enjoying it. Ducks love the rain. They see the rain and they're just like, yeah, awesome, because we're ducks and we like the rain. I'm just like, yeah, not my favorite, but rain, snow, sleet, hail, ice, headaches, life craziness. Still every day I have to get out there, feed the animals, do the farm chores. That's one thing, if you're new to homesteading, there really isn't a day off. You know, I was telling someone the other day, they asked me, when's the last time I took a vacation? I don't know what people call, what you and me may call vacations might be different things. A vacation for me is being able to get away for a couple hours. 12 hours would be nice. But if you're talking about like going away someplace, and adventuring off and seeing things. It's been quite a few years, which I'm not complaining. This was a lifestyle I chose. I chose to do this. But that is something to keep in mind if you are going to get into homesteading and farming and having lots of animals and such like that. Vacations are going to be a lot more far and few between. It's harder to get away. So hopefully in the future, we'll be adding interns here. And then once I have interns, it will make getting away just a little bit easier. So let's walk over, and while we're waiting for this to fill up, let's go grab another bucket so I can get 2 filled up today. So if I can get them both filled up, that'll make everything easier for today and tonight. So, because I think most of the guys in there need to be completely refreshed. I don't know if I showed you guys this. The handle broke, so we duct taped it, and then right around here you'll see a metal spline through the middle of this tape. That metal spine is just a tent pole, like a tent stake pole, and then duct tape the tent stake pole on the handle. You guys can kind of see it, how I did it right there. Makes this nice and strong again, and so I didn't have to get new handles or didn't have to worry about that being screwed up. I just put some tent stake poles on there and we are good to go. So let's take this first one while this next one fills. I had that timed about perfect. Let's take this over to the barn. So I'll have to remind myself, and any of you guys on Discord, you'll have to remind me, I do need to get the sled, a decent sled in place, a plastic one with the plastic bottom, so when we have snow, because that's the one thing, is lugging water when we have snow can be rather annoying. So being able to have, it's only annoying because you're like high stepping in snow and you're cold and you're carrying cold water. Ha ha ha. So, and some folks said, Doc, you do lots of fun things. Why don't you run water to your building? And me and Lisa's talked about that. And we figured it out. We have the pumps and the wires. We could even run it all underground. And such like that. And me and Lisa opted to just, you know what, just have to carry it. Keeps us young and well fit. But what we figured out is what we could have done is you can buy some of the really good like tubing piping and then run from where we want it, run it underground just below the frost line. And if you do that, you can do that. Leah, for you guys actually, since you guys have power and only have a few ducks, what you guys might end up doing, what I might suggest for you guys is getting the little heaters that you can put into the rubber feeders and rubber waterers, and that, or if you don't want to put a heater in, that makes you nervous, if you get one of the, like a little fountain bubbler or a little fountain, maybe not a fountain bubbler, but like a little fountain, you know, kind of like a fish aquarium fountain, put it in there, and if the water's moving, except for the days that it gets absolutely crazy frigid, most of the water shouldn't freeze. So, because moving water doesn't quite freeze as well. So those are some options for you guys you might consider. Okay, let's carry this water over there so we can go in and get everyone watered up. So it's funny, I like looking at the screen now, there is a lot of water on my glasses, but when I'm looking through them, I don't notice it anywhere near as much as it shows up on the screen. It's pretty funny. Looks like I can't see it all, and I barely notice the water drops on my glasses. I think that's pretty funny. So you guys can see I don't really have to go too awful far for water. So we're getting water from our cistern. So that's free water. It's water that the mountain in the sky provides. And then those are the jugs that I carry are about 5-gallon jugs. So I don't know how much water that is. I mean, I don't know how much that weighs. So oh, why did that do that way? Okay. Let's distribute the water to everyone. So right there, guys, I don't know if any of you are interested. We plan on posting some cool, exclusive stuff on the Patreon. I just haven't done that anything yet. But if you guys are looking for ways, to support the farm, support my nonprofit, and just see some other additional information, that will be the Patreon. Will be a way to do that in the future. This year, well, starting winter, because winter is like the beginnings of my year. So starting in winter, we're gonna really start. Me and Lisa's been talking about figuring out some good ways to just kind of reorganize everything. Not only do we need to reorganize what we do here on the farm and our time management and the stuff like that, we're gonna reorganize around the education and the streaming and that kind of stuff. So that's all. I mean, you guys probably hear me always talking, like I'm always doing plans, always. Things are always exciting, things are always changing, there's always something new. Even though today is a slow day, I am always extremely thankful for slow, boring days, and I completely miss that. Always putting new things in place, trying to improve, make things better. That's one thing that you'll learn when you homestead and that kind of stuff. You're always coming up with new, interesting ways to make things better, to try to be more efficient, to have healthier, happier, better animals, and fun things like that. Here's what I was looking for. So if you're new and you're following me, we also talk about Tuesday nights. We also talk about a variety of other things. So we have a show that we stream and talk about solutions. So it's mostly me and my buddy Dwayne, the louder one. We talk about come up with different solutions and things. Don't know what this week's show will be about. We haven't really had a conversation about what Tuesday night show is going to be about just yet, but always something interesting. We have different guests come in, talk with us about stuff. So that. Also be doing some more video gaming. Just kind of hang out. Just kind of the fun, just showing you the fun side, showing you that you can still homestead and be technical and be a techie and enjoy all of that stuff as well. Because some people think that one is unique and you can't be an off-gridder, a homesteader, a back-to-lander. and also enjoy technology. And I want everyone to know that yes, you absolutely can do both. It is a completely probable, possible, and doable because we regularly do it. So. I know sometimes it's slow. You'll hear a lot of downtime where you just get to enjoy a lot of that has to do with when you're homesteading and you're farming and you're doing that kind of stuff. There's a lot of other things that you're thinking about. You're making sure you're getting your chores done. You're thinking about what is next to do. You're looking at the projects and you're taking mental notes. And we're gonna be adding a chalkboard and a blackboard into here to make things easier, so that when we're thinking about stuff, when me and Lisa come up with ideas of stuff that we know that needs to get done, having a location in the barn right near where we need to be to write that down, super useful. We used to have a chalkboard in here, and then I put a cage in front of it, and when you put a cage in front of your chalkboard, it makes it hard to use it. So we just have to put a new one. We'll move that one. Actually, right now, it's just going to be easier to put a new one in here because it's behind a couple cages. Because, of course it is. Of course it's behind a couple cages. Because of course that just makes sense, right? So. Ugh. So in the future, guys, those who are watching again, I'm going to try it out. I think I found a way to be able to attach a GoPro. And the reason I'm suggesting a GoPro is it just wouldn't make sense for me to have a cameraman following me around, so that you didn't always just have this straight static view. But a GoPro might be a little bit more fun to watch as I'm wandering around the barn doing things. You guys get to see things differently. So something I'm thinking about adding in the next year to up the streaming value. It might be absolutely horrible. I'm not sure about that either. So we will absolutely find out. Also, guys, on the Mavis Pharmacy page, on Lisa's streaming page, I am wanting to know, because a couple of the cameras, they'll be in very boring spots as winter comes in. So I'm interested in where you guys think I should move the cameras, what you guys think would be interesting camera angles throughout the course of the winter. So like one of them being the bees are just not active at all during the winter. So there'll be no really interesting reason to have the bees in place. So that is a camera that I'll be doing something different. So this is our house compost. So or really it should just be called the house pig food. So what we do is when we collect the food and that kind of stuff, we put it in here, and then I just take it out here and give it to Miss Sylvia, right? And she is more than happy to get some yummy piggy food. And that's the thing. It was funny. Me and Lisa were talking about it the other day. We were talking about how when she's at other people's houses, it's just so weird when she has leftovers or where there's a little extra food or some stale food, and they just throw it away. And she says it's just such a foreign concept for us to think about the concept like, well, wait, what do you mean throw food in the trash? Who throws food in the trash? We give it to the pig. or we take it out and we stick it in the compost for the garden. And so it's just one of those, it's interesting because, you know, there's a lot of weird things that we realize when we're out and about, especially when she's out hanging out with other people. That is just so foreign to us now for doing this for so long. You know, like, it's also weird, you know, people thinking it's weird that I'm sitting here, because that's what I'm doing right now. Is I wanted to drink a water, so I'm here at the spring, and I just snagged some water so I can drink some at the water. So I'm also of the belief that you should drink as much living water as you can. Downfall to this living water is, I think this water has this particular spring, because we have at least 5 really good springs on here. This particular spring, it always has that little bit of like a rust taste to it. So I'm not sure. It might be really good for you. It might have some issues. I've not had any issues with it over the many years that I've been drinking it. So but I mean, it's nice and clean. So and yes, we just keep, I have right here by the edge of the spring, we just have 2 little coffee cups. Just 2 extra coffee cups that we had sitting around. It's just nice to leave them by the spring. I'm going to, as I redo the rest of the springs on the mountain, I'm going to end up putting, I'm going to make little cup stations for them. So if you're ever out and, you know, we're on a walk, or I'm on a walk, or other folks are on a walk, and they're thirsty for some water, there's a nice cup there ready for them, so that they can just get a nice fresh cup of drinking water. And the other thing is if I'm nervous about the spring, and it's a spring I don't necessarily want strangers to just drink out of, or folks that are coming through, I can just not leave some cups around that, and then, you know, maybe they'll get the hint that maybe those aren't the springs that you should drink out of. Though I'm pretty sure all of our springs are fine. I know this one's good. I know the bathtub spring is good. The flat top spring is good. I don't know about the peeing tree. So if you guys have not seen me walk to the peeing tree, we'll take a walk to the peeing tree sometime in the future, and I'll show you guys the peeing tree. The rain is hitting the screen. That's what that beeping noise was. I was curious. I heard some beeping noise, and I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. And it was the rain tapping gently on the screen. So at least it didn't tap to the point where it ended. Because I've had that happen before, where it's rained and ended the stream in the rain. Okay, so I just got to give a little bit of water to the guys in the handy run, and then double check to make sure. I can't remember if I know I gave water to the bunnies down in the far end. I don't remember if I gave to the bunnies in the bunny apartments. So we'll go make sure that they have water, and I think that'll be what the plan was for today. Good, simple, nice and simple, enjoyable day here on the farm. So we need to come here and make sure everybody down here, all the handy run chickens, make sure they have all the food and water that they need. Good. Give these guys a little bit more food up here. Good. Forgot the water all the way on the other side. Okay. Got it. To the bunnies I go. Okay, to the bunnies I go. You guys right here. See what happened. Okay, perfect. Alright, Bun Bun. Is this your water? Yes, this is your water. And water to Sunday and Apollo. Perfect. Oops, right there. Close that up. Perfect, perfect. Perfect. So, well guys, I think I'm gonna head in since it's still raining. Oh, I need to get the pig bucket. Let's walk back and get the pig bucket before I forget. Don't want to forget the pig bucket. So, next sunny day, my priority is to go through all the beehives. So, I usually do that on a Saturday or Sunday, but because I need, that's becoming a more pressing priority with the colder temperatures coming, so I can start tucking those guys in for winter and start getting ready to wrap them and such. There's gonna look forward to a Be Aware series, so we can talk about getting the bees ready for winter, getting them tucked in, and what I'm ultimately going to do. So, I was gonna put them in one of my cars, but there's a chance that might not be able to be possible right now. So not sure yet. That was an idea. And I'm still planning on bringing at least 2 inside. So that is something that will be next on the list. We'll talk more about that. Get that all figured out. And all that for the next couple weeks. So, anyways, friends, thank you for joining me on this rainy October day. Thank you guys for joining. It was fun. And I look forward to seeing you guys. And remember, if you want to hang out in the Discord, !Discord or discord.gg/xDrFirefly. So, and, oh, here, Leah, if you want to see it, I will, my mom probably would like if I showed it off, so we'll check it out and see it. Here is the, here's the little decor stand that we're still working on. So, with some pumpkins, and a little bit more over here. As soon as we bring those plants in, we'll be doing a little bit more Halloween decor as well. So, well, guys, you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. See you guys in the next day or so, for sure. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time on this channel. Till tomorrow, guys. It's Doc. Adios.